Hello everyone. Here we start with the topic central problems of economy. What do you mean by central problem? Economic problem or central problem is basically the problem of making choices in the presence of scarce resources for satisfaction of unlimited human wants. हर कंट्री को ये प्रॉब्लम फेस करनी पड़ती है. No country can avoid that. You can see on the screen we have three central problems of an economy: what to produce, in what quantities, how to produce, and for whom to produce. Now we move on to the first big question, that is what to produce and in what quantity. The main problem here is to choose the type of good to be produced and then the quantity. Every nation has different choices available, like we can choose between the luxury goods or necessity goods. The economy can also make a choice between peacetime goods or wartime goods. The economy can also choose between consumer goods and producer goods. The economy has to decide which goods it has to produce. But how will it decide? इकोनॉमी को कैसे पता कौन से गुड्स बनाना उसके लिए बेस्ट रहेगा? For that thing, the guiding principle comes into an action. Guiding principle guides the economy about how to take the decision. So the guiding principle here is an economy will choose to produce goods that provide maximum aggregate utility. For example, अगर कोई country बहुत poor है तो it should focus on making necessity goods instead of luxury goods. So this is how they choose जो goods हमें सबसे ज़्यादा satisfaction देंगे हम वो बनाएंगे. I hope you get it clearly. Now we move on to the second big question, that is how to produce. The main problem here is that the economy has to make a choice about what kind of technique of production is to be used by them. There are two types of techniques: one, labor intensive; other, capital intensive. As you can see, labor intensive means more labor, less capital. Capital intensive means less labor, more capital. For example, there's a farmer, and in the picture you can see if he is working manually, that means he is using labor intensive technique. And if he uses machines like tractors, combiners, harvesters, etc., that means he is using capital intensive technique. How will he choose which technique is best? Again, the guiding principle comes into the action for guiding to make a right decision. So guiding principle here is the best technique of production is the one which uses minimum resources or cost. जो टेक्निक सबसे कम कॉस्ट यूज करेगी वो हमारे लिए बेस्ट है. So this is how we decide which technique is best for us. How can you present the problem? See, every problem can come for 3 or 4 marks separately. They do not come entirely for 6 marks like that. So if it comes to 3 or 4 marks, then you have to follow the following presentation points. As you can see on screen, you have to write down the main problem. You have to explain the problem through an example, like we did with the example of farmer. And third, write the guiding principle. If the problem comes for 3 marks, then the distribution of marks will be 1 1 1. If it comes for 4 marks, then distribution of marks will be 1 2 1. Main problem for 1 mark, explanation for 2 marks, guiding principle for 1 mark. And you should not change the order of the presentation points, as these chronological things are going to help you get maximum marks. Now we move on to the third big question, that is for whom to produce. Now this is the problem of distribution of goods and services produced in an economy. The way of writing this problem is total different from the previous two. So now the first point says production is the result of combined efforts of factors of production: land, labor, capital and entrepreneurship. Second point says thus the income generated has to be distributed among different factors of production on the basis of their function. This is known as theory of functional distribution, which is important and carries 1 mark separately in the explanation. Theory of functional distribution का मतलब ये है कि अगर आपके पास कोई भी इनकम जनरेट हो रही है तो ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ फंक्शंस आप उन्हें अलग अलग फैक्टर्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन में डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करेंगे. जिस फैक्टर का जो फंक्शन रहा है उस बेस पे इनकम डिवाइड की जाएगी. Such distribution of income generated is done among different sections of society, which depends upon the wealth distribution in economy. For example, India has uneven distribution of income and wealth. कुछ लोग बहुत रिच हैं, कुछ लोग बहुत पुअर हैं. So this is uneven distribution. ऐसी इकोनॉमी के लिए it becomes really tough to decide for which section we should produce the income. plus producing goods also, for which section is again a major decision in such economies. So again the guiding principle comes into an action. Economy should produce in such a way that every section of society should get minimum subsistence. हर किसी की minimum needs fulfill हो, that should be the aim while producing and while taking decisions for whom to produce. This is how we explain three problems. I hope you really liked the video by Ridhma Sharma classes, and for more videos kindly visit our website acadher.com. Thank you.